I'd like to call the meeting to order. Before we get started, let's introduce everyone to the meeting. I'm Sandy Brock. When I call your name, please confirm that you can hear me by verifying that you are present. Starting with the commission, Jonathan,
Present.
Amira,
Present.
thank you. Go to staff, Leah,
Here.
and Jan.
Present.
Very good. Okay. This open meeting of the Conservation Commission is being conducted remotely via Zoom pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order. As most recently extended on March 29th, access information for the public has been provided on the town website. This meeting is being recorded. Please remember to mute your phone or the computer when you are not speaking. This is done on the phone by pressing *6. As chair, I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. Please note that you will not have screen sharing privileges, but staff can display any visuals per your cue. During the periods of public comment, participants must use the raise hand icon in the Zoom menu bar to indicate they would like to speak. This is done on the phone by pressing *9 and then pressing *6 to unmute when you are called upon. Participants who raise their hand will be recognized one at a time and will be promoted to speak. Finally, each vote will be conducted by a roll call vote. As a reminder, the Commission is concerned with state and town wetlands and stormwater regulations. Concerns outside this preview need to be addressed to the appropriate boards. For example, road conditions must be addressed with the Select Board. Traffic concerns must be addressed with the Planning Board. All right. Leah, back to you.
You don't have that memorized yet?
You know, some nights it kind of just flows, and other nights, if I'm tired, I'm like struggling to read it. So,
Yep, no worries.
okay.
Do you want to do the continuance first? It's George Hill Road is the town project. They want to continue into January 7. They're working
Okay.
on peer review in the background.
Sure thing. So I'll read that one in, and then we can do a motion in a second. So, pursuant to the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, Grafton Stormwater Management Bylaw, Grafton Wetlands Protection Bylaw, Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing via Zoom to act upon a notice of intent application for Grafton Stormwater Permit, Bylaw Permit, and application for Grafton Wetlands Bylaw Permit for the reconstruction of a roadway at George Hill Road, Bay Mountain Road, and Soap Hill Road. The applicant has requested a continuance to January 7th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to continue the NOI for George Hill Road, Soap Hill Road, and Fay Mountain Road to January 7th of 2025.
Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Okay, and I will do a roll call vote. Jonathan,
Yes.
Amira.
Abstain.
Okay, I am also a yes. The motion carries. All right. That's taken care of. Back to you, Leah.
We have November 12 meeting minutes from our last meeting. We are working on catching up on our backlog. November 12 was nice and easy because it was super short.
Yes, I did take a look at it. I have no comments or questions. I'll check with commissioners to see if they have anything. Jonathan?
I missed that meeting, but I did look through it and I don't have any questions, comments.
All right. Amira?
No questions or comments.
All right. So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the November 12th, 2024 meeting minutes.
And do I have a second?
I second that motion.
We'll do a roll call vote. Jonathan?
Yes.
Amira?
Yes.
And I am also a yes. The motion carries. Okay. All right, Leah, next up.
All right, the last thing I have before our 7:15 is I just wanted to introduce Jack Henderson. He's on here tonight. He is our new department assistant, shared between us and the planning department. So as you guys might remember, we promoted Jan to be assistant conservation agent, and so Jack will be taking over some of the administrative duties so that Jan can take over some more closer to agent level duties. So I just wanted to welcome him and have him meet you guys.
Sounds great. Jack, welcome. If you want to unmute and just give a 30-second highlight of your life and let us know who you are, and we'll get to know you over time. But Go ahead.
Yeah, it's great to meet everybody. So I'm actually relatively new in the municipal world. I worked 2 years in treasurer collector before being promoted up to this position. But before that, I was just getting educated in college, so I don't really have too much of a work history. But I'm very excited to start learning and to be able to alleviate some of the administrative work from them, because that is what I am good at, is the clerical and administrative work.
All right.
So I'm hoping that will make it easier on them.
Outstanding. There is no way you will not learn things because that's what work actually helps you do on a day-to-day basis. If you have any questions, obviously you can ask Leah or Jan, or if you have any questions about the actual procedures, of the public hearing, obviously they're both good resources, but you can also ask any of the commissioners too. So thank you
Absolutely.
very
Thank you.
much. Yep.
You can always ask Sandy's cat too.
Yeah, this is you have to learn. This is Max. Okay.
Max is the guest star of the show.
Yep. So this
Yeah,
is
I met
Max.
him a little while ago. I was watching the meeting minutes from July 16th, and I was it's like, oh, that's a cute cat. I love cats, so it's
Yep.
I
Yep.
don't mind.
He shows up almost every Concom meeting. So he makes a pain of himself. So
Our little mascot is what he
Yep.
is.
yeah. Okay. 7:12. You got 3 minutes there, Leah, to do whatever you need to
Awesome.
do.
I can give you guys an update on, let's see. 95 North, we're going to rebid the remainder of the work. DPW worked real hard for us late summer and fall, doing a lot that they could in-house. We rented a big machine. They cleared a bunch of the underbrush, that backfield that's going to be mowed meadow and pollinator meadow is nice and open. We kept a handful of trees scattered around, but otherwise that's nice and open. We bought really, really large, thick tarps to put down to prep the pollinator meadow area as well. Those stay on the ground for a year to kill everything in the seed bank so that we can seed it with the pollinator mix. We also cut the trail in the wooded portion and blazed that. It needs a little more clearing on the ground because there's some stumps and loose stuff. So it's not completely up to snuff yet, but it's there and it's established. We also found a vendor we're hoping to work with for the pavilion that is significantly less cost than originally anticipated. So we're hopeful that with all those items pulled out, we're hopeful that with the remainder, we could come in under the budget we have in hand. Not making any promises, but hopeful that that can happen and we don't have to get more money from the town.
That would
so
be great.
That package will be going out. I don't know if it'll go out this week. We're waiting on the landscape architect to tweak some of the documents, but maybe next week.
Can we do some sort of official letter to the DPW and to thank them? Just put it
Yeah.
on the record, just
Yep.
to say, appreciate all the work that you've done on 95,
Right.
and just let them know that we appreciate it and so forth. Because not
Sure.
all towns work that well together
Right.
between departments. So I think it should be just recognized, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Those guys have done an awesome job.
that's great. Great to hear. So, oh, look at that. It's 7:15. Anything else?
Nope, go for it.
Oh, we're gonna rock and roll, Max. You're gonna go down. Don't get back up, please. Okay. I just need to bring up this one. Okay, 7:15. Seeing that as 7:15, pursuant to the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, Grafton Wetlands Protection Bylaw, the Grafton Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing to act upon a request for determination of applicability for soil testing at 15 Keith Hill Road in Grafton. Who's here to speak to that?
I'm Madam Chair, Wayne Bellick, Land Design Collaborative. Nice seeing you folks again. It's been a while. I think the last time I saw you was over at the corner of Main Street and Cross Street.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
But before I get into that, beautiful cat. He's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. I know that Leah has a little guy as well, and I had one that joined me for my meetings for a while, and I used to sit up on my shoulder.
These are the
I
important
love-
things.
They are, and his sister's still around. Unfortunately, I lost him in May of 2023, but he would join me for all the meetings, and they're a pain when they're joining you for the meeting, but I will tell you something. It is pure entertainment. It is pure
It is.
entertainment. And I don't know, Madam Chair, if it's a male thing, but he's dumb as a stump. We found that our male animals are just dumb as stumps. He had a situation where, and I'll get into the meeting in a minute, but I remember I was talking with Jan at the office, and he had at one point, the female cat brought up a mouse from the basement. And I heard a lot of ruckus running around on the dining room floor. So I got up and I said to my wife, I said, I think she's got something. So I walked in there, and Marley, who was the dumb male, he had these boxer mitt paws, so all black, and he had the little thumbs. Actually, they were opposable thumbs. They were great. You give him a little handshake, and it was great. But he went over to the mouse, so I shooed the other cat away, and Marley walked. I kid you not, we were blown away. He walked over to the mouse and and the mouse was just petrified because I think, it thought he was going to get gobbled up, but he went nose to the nose with the mouse, and he actually looked at it, went nose to nose, turned around and walked away. It was the most bizarre thing. It was the most bizarre thing. My wife and I are standing there. She's in the house. She can attest to it. It was bizarre. And I told the kids, I said, I wish I had gotten a photo of it, so, but I have a full appreciation of our friends. So,
Yep.
but,
My
thank you
cat
again.
is not a problem. My cat is male, but he's a hunter.
Oh,
And
he is.
he is definitely a hunter. So he catches all
Wow.
the mice that come in the fall. So
Yeah, he's
Okay.
beautiful. He's got beautiful markings too. How old? And I don't want to really digress, but how old is he?
15, almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years next spring. So
That's awesome. Yeah, they're great. They're great. So thank you for sharing him with us. It was wonderful. So again, Wayne Bellick Land Design Collaborative, 15 Keith Hill Road. So Madam Chair, it was a couple of years ago that the system, a year or two ago, that the system was deemed a failure, Title V failure. And the applicant's son, so the applicant being John Haggerty, his son Patrick Haggerty and his young family now reside at the house, still in ownership of John's wife Claire, so they haven't conveyed the property yet. But they're looking to do a Title V upgrade. And so we had the wetlands delineation performed by Northeast Environmental Services, Scott Heim. I'm sure you folks know him. And so he had delineated the wetlands on this side of the street and on the other. So we will have a filing probably within the next week or two for the other side of the street. And so basically, we're looking to receive a negative determination to perform some soil testing out here. Because it is in the buffer zone. And the plan would be to cite the location of the system as you see it with the approximate soil testing location. There is an existing greenhouse out here. I understand that Patrick Haggerty is a member of the Land Trust. So he and his dad put a lot of value in preserving the land and have a full respect for it. So with that said, that's basically what we're doing is this soil testing within the buffer zone. Keeping it, we're hoping to do a gravity system, but only the elevations at the foundation and estimated seasonal high water will dictate that. So that's kind of where we are.
that sounds good. I'll go around with the members, commission members, and see if they have any questions or comments, or if they decide to abstain. So, Jonathan, any questions on this?
Is the soil testing including removing large amounts of soil, or is it simply taking soil samples in that area? Like, are you digging a large test pit, or is it for percolation, or is it removal for some type of soil testing with just, 5-gallon buckets for it?
No, basically, Jonathan, what we're going to do is we'll go out here, we'll excavate a test pit. Typically, something like this will go down 6-8 feet. Because we want, and it's all subject to what we have for the A and B horizon, the topsoil and the subsoil. We need 4 feet of naturally occurring material. So once we achieve that depth, then we'll cease to dig any further. We will dig, so let's say we have a situation where mottling isn't observed in the test pit, and no groundwater is observed. I doubt that very much that's going to be the case here. Then we would cease digging. The test pit in length is probably 10-15 feet in length and maybe 3 feet wide, 3 to 4 feet wide. Off the end of that, we would scratch a perk pad, probably about 3 feet down, at which point we would perform a percolation test. Once that's done, there'll actually be a couple test pits out here per Title V. It is a repair system, so we're not required to do 4 test pits as some communities require. So this will be a couple of test pits and a perk test. Once complete, the holes will be backfilled and reloamed and seeded and stabilized with a straw mulch until everything is regerminated. Once that's done, the straw wattles will come up. Honestly, here's how I see this happening. I see us doing the testing this fall. And then over the winter, we will design the septic system for a spring installation.
That was very informative, and that answered all my questions. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Jonathan.
So, Mara, do you have any questions, or are you going to abstain?
I'm planning to abstain. I have no questions, though.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks. Yeah, and off the top of my head, I knew there used to be an exception for soil testing as far as that. I appreciate that you came in. Seems extremely straightforward. And then, as you said, once you get the actual septic system, the soil absorption system design, you'll be back in front of us, probably
Absolutely.
with a notice of intent. But right now, this is just the soil testing. So the only thing I would say, I don't really have any questions. The only thing I would say, Jan and Leah, is that we should just have a finding that this is for soil testing only, just so that's it. Other than that, Leah, do you have any other comments or recommendations?
Yes. So I have the citation you're probably looking for. Deeming it a minor activity, it's 310 CMR 10.02 2B 2G, which is activities that are temporary in nature, have negligible impacts, and are necessary for planning and design purposes. So we can do that as a second finding, in addition to stating that it's for soil testing only. And then I would suggest 2 special conditions, one that erosion control will be installed as shown on the plan, and the other that the area is to be reseeded and mulched when the testing is complete.
All right, thank you for that update. And then what I'll do now is just open it up to the public. If we have any public folks or any other citizens online, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll be happy to answer any questions on this particular project at 15 Keith Road. And we'll kind of talk for a couple minutes, see if anyone has it. I'll just go back to the applicant. Do you have any questions or comments about the conditions?
None at all, Madam Chair.
All right,
Perfectly
great.
fine with what you're proposing.
So based on that, and Jan, anything from the public?
Nothing from the public.
All right, thank you very much. So based on that, if I could have a motion to close the hearing and issue a negative determination with special conditions as discussed.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second that.
I have a motion and a second. So we'll do a roll call vote. Jonathan,
Yes.
Amara.
Abstain.
All right. And I'm also a yes. The motion carries. Good luck with the soil testing.
Thank you, Madam Chair. All of you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I will be back, like I said, with a filing for across the street, similar type program. But that one is a vacant lot, new system. It will require a temporary wetland crossing, which we're going to be filing a notice of intent on that particular project for the testing because of it crossing the wetlands. So, like I said, happy Thanksgiving and look forward to working with you folks again.
All right. Same for you. Have a good
Thank
turkey
you.
day.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, you too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right, Leah.
That's it.
That's it. Is this a record? It's got to be close to it.
I think Amira's good luck.
There we go.
The
There we
second
go.
time it's been really short.
Just
Yeah,
wait-
don't
just wait till
question it.
July nights when you're here till 11 o'clock or something. And yeah,
I watched some of the summer meetings and I was like, wow,
They were big.
those are long.
They were
There's
really big
coffee.
projects.
I had to
Yeah.
watch it on 1.5 speed.
I wish I
I-
could do that live sometimes.
Yeah.
A little faster. Yeah, no, it's good information. They're very detailed, but the larger projects, like Sandy was saying, are really, they're very detailed and involve usually sometimes 4 or 5 different meetings stretched out, and they're a lot of work.
Yeah,
But
I mean, they were.
Good for them.
Yeah,
So,
they were the largest projects I think we've probably reviewed in since I've been on the commission. So yeah, they were big. All right, having said that, we're at the end. I'm trying to finish up before 7:30, so it's only a half-hour meeting. So do
motion
I
to
have,
adjourn.
thank you. Do I have a second?
I second that.
So a motion and a second to adjourn. Roll call vote. Jonathan,
Yes.
Amara,
Amira.
Amira, I'm
I mean, yeah.
sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you. No, just whack me in the side of the head and correct me. And I am also a yes. Motion carries.